All right. Thank you all for coming on this evening. This is so fun. This is our first group coaching that we are doing with you special ladies that you have. We are so proud of you that you've made time to come on this evening. We know everybody has full schedules, different things going on, different challenges. We appreciate you making the time to come on. So what I want to do is start with talking a little bit about consistency, and we're going to walk you through this evening about consistent work habits. What does that look like? What is the actual work that we do in Plexus? Because we hear it all the time. You work for yourself. Well, what do we do? So you all know some of what we do, right? What you're supposed to do. But we're going to walk you through that tonight because we're going to explain things, break it down because this is like the recipe for your daily activity that leads to results. Results are people enrolling as VIP customers, people wanting to do this with you, people enrolling VIP customers who come onto your team, you gaining a paycheck. We want you to have a paycheck because money is helpful, right? Okay. So, but you can't have a paycheck if you are not developing and choosing to be consistent. Okay. So, a couple quotes. Start us off because I like quotes. Commit to consistency, not perfection. You'll get further faster by taking messy action than by taking no action at all. There are some people who are perfectionists. You are not supposed to be perfectionist in this, or you will not be able to do this. You will continue to stop yourself from doing this because you will feel like you have to have the perfect setting. Everything in your life has to be just right for you to be able to make the time to do this, etc. That's not true. Okay. You might feel that this is not going to be a good message. I don't know how to send this. It's going to come out the wrong way. I'm just not going to send it because it's going to come out the wrong way. No, you simply do the actions even if you feel unsure. That is how people become successful in this, okay? Discipline leads to habits. So our goal is to get you into good work habits with Plexus, okay? And doing that consistently. Consistency is habits, okay? Habits lead to consistency. Consistency leads to growth. That growth is a paycheck that is increasing. Why is the paycheck increasing? Because you are consistently doing the work activities over here, right? So then people are starting to enroll and they're happy with their products and your paycheck is increasing. Okay. So John Maxwell says, small disciplines repeated with consistency every day leads to great achievements. So I'm going to turn this over to Jillian right now. If that's okay, Jilly.
Mhm.
Okay. And she's going to walk through some of our daily guidelines. Think of it like a recipe. Okay. If you are going to make a batch of chocolate chip cookies, all right, but you're like, I don't need everything. I just need some of the stuff. The cookies won't come out as cookies. You forget the baking soda and so, or the baking powder, and they come out like a pancake. Maybe you're like, I really don't need the sugar. Or maybe I'll just put in like a tiny bit of sugar. Well, you're gonna take a bite of your cookie later and it's gonna be like, ugh. Okay. You need to follow the recipe for best results for the cookie to be a cookie. The same thing goes for the work activities that you need to do on a regular weekly basis. Look at your week and think of it as a work week. Okay. All right. So I'm going to turn over to Jilly.
Okay, do you want to screen share those graphics so then
Yeah.
everyone can see them while I'm talking about
Yeah.
them? Make it
Let me
bigger.
know which one you want me to go to first.
We can start with that one. Actually, let's start with the me and three. I think it's the
Okay.
next one over. Okay. So when we have this, can you make that bigger or no? Oh, there we go. Okay. So this is like the beginner's beginner worksheet. There is nothing wrong with working off this worksheet and then evolving to another worksheet. So first of all, I want to say that because some people feel like they need to dive into like what I call the full worksheet. And if you're someone who wants to start slow and get the hang of things and kind of habit stack, like I I'm good at these habits. I understand these habits, and now I'm going to move on. If you're that kind of person, that is totally fine. But the point, like Melody's saying, is to get in the habit of doing these things. Um, so first one is make a social post. So we're going to go through the different types of posts, but basically, what I make sure that I do every day is post in my stories, interact with people who are commenting on my posts, or even just scrolling through social media. Like I'll set myself a timer for like 10 minutes and I just scroll social media and I comment and I love on people's stuff. I reply to stories because that goes straight to people's inboxes. Um, so that's a good way to start conversations. And then I make sure that I am posting on my wall at least once a day. And we'll go over the different posting styles shortly, but yeah, basically stories, comments, story replies, and a post. So I make sure I do all four of those things each day. You can get that done in about 20 minutes. So that's how I plan my day. I get that done in the morning. So I have, me personally, I have content planned. We're not going to get into that today. But when you kind of know what you're talking about and you have that post rotation, it makes it really easy to make this not time consuming. And when you're trying to make things less time consuming, the value that you put into it and the intention that you put into it has to be like a little bit more. So you want to make sure that you're making a good post. You're following who is teaching you how to post in your stories and that you're being consistent every day. And then this says generate 5 new conversations daily. This says it can be plexus or non-plexus. So this means that you are talking to people. And I really like this because it has a spot for you to write down people's names. So what you should be doing is actually keeping track of these people so that you can even, I'm going to give you a little cheat right here. If you are building conversations with people and you have 5 names, the next day or two, when you're like, okay, it's time for me to interact on social media, who am I talking to today? You can go back to, say, Monday's worksheet and say, okay, these are the people that I'm relationship building with. Let me go on their wall. And this is how I do things. I kind of build myself what I call an interaction list. And when I know that I don't have a whole lot of time, but I need to get my morning IPA done. I do this in the morning. I'm not saying you have to do it in the morning. It's just my schedule. When I know, like, all right, I've got to do this kind of quick because I don't have a whole lot of time, I'll go to my interaction list and I will just go to these people's profiles and just go interact with something, comment on their recent post, reply to a story, do some kind of interaction. And then follow up with people who are interested. So your follow-up list may be small in the beginning, but you really need to get into the habit of following up with people because when you are deeper in your business, you're going to have more people to follow up with. So you want to get into a really good habit of follow-ups and how to follow up with people, what to say to them, all that kind of stuff. And then it says the goal would be to help them get started with Plexus. So we can share like scripts and stuff like that for follow-ups another day. But Melody, will you go to the winning day worksheet now? Okay, so that one, so this is like in a more evolved version. I feel like once you get the hang of stories, interacting, posting, building relationships, you're talking to people, and you're following up, you get this. Okay. Now move on to the winning day worksheet. I really like this worksheet. So the top is still let's get social, but it is like next level. So I will be honest with you, this first section confused me for a long time. So I'm going to make this really easy for you guys because it really is not that complicated. Like and comment on other people's posts who are following you. Okay, that's like your timeline, your interaction list that I just explained. That's that. Look in the comments for other people who are drawn to you. Who are you? Wait, what? Look in the comments for others you are drawn to, follow, and connect. So if you are on someone else's page, you're interacting with them. Look on the post. And if you see that there's some comments that you're like, oh, I agree with her. Yeah, I was just going to say that. Like, you kind of have a connection, you have some things in common. I personally will go friend request those people, or reply to, whatever they're saying. Get social with more people than just the original poster, if that makes sense. I especially like to do this in mom groups. Like if I'm in a group and there's a conversation going, I will go ahead and like reply to people. I'll go friend request people. That's like expanding your network. Follow non-Plexus influencers and comment. So this is the one that I don't know why got me so confused when I first started doing this worksheet. So this can be like bigger influencers, or it can be even people that that maybe work other businesses. So like I have some friends who are really into, say, like makeup. Like they work like makeup companies that are, network marketing companies. I will interact on like their posts and kind of see like who are they following, who's interacting with them. And you can start building relationships with other people. It doesn't have to be like people who are, have like 1 million followers or anything like that. But when you can connect with people in the comments of something, that's who you want to find other people, basically. Follow a hashtag and comment on the recent posts. So this one is, I personally like it for Instagram. I feel like it works better on Instagram. I don't feel like it does as well on Facebook, only because I feel like on Facebook, it winds up showing me, like if I type in gut health on my Facebook, I wind up seeing like all my Plexus people, and that's not helpful. That's not what we're going for. So I like doing this on Instagram. Think of anything that you would hashtag if you were looking for Plexus. So weight loss, gut health, mom needs energy, caffeine queen, like those kinds of things are the hashtags that I would be searching for, because then I'm going to the people who recently used that hashtag and I'm trying to connect with them. So the next one is make a social media post. And I'm gonna skip over this right now and then go to the rotation in a minute. You're still building connections with people. A lot of people will do lead with the business, fall back on the products. So I'm the oddball that will say I do reach outs in a way that serves the person that I'm talking to. So yes, I want to tell everyone about the business, but I actually connect with a lot more people that need the products. So you can totally lead with the business, fall back on the products, but also don't feel like you can only do reach outs that way, because I mean, people need these products. So don't be afraid when you see that to think this is only for business reach outs. you may find 3 people tomorrow that really need our products, and you can put their names there. That's totally fine. Follow up is the next one. So reconnect and maintain relationships, customer care, follow up, people on the fence, offer samples, connect about the Plexus. Okay. So basically this is all your customer care stuff. So you are going to be following up with people who you want to join, who have already joined, and are like seasoned customers with you. So I still follow up with my customers who have been with me for a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. Like I still follow up with them. Making sure that they're loving their products. I'll go into like my virtual office and see how many perk points they have. And I'll just send like friendly messages like, hey girl, I don't know if you realize, but you have like 800 perk points. Do you want to get a few free products? And they're always like, yes, I do. So, you know, just little things that you can do, and you'll learn more along the way of like how to follow up with people, and different ways to connect with people, follow up with them, add value to their journey besides, hey, how are you feeling? Are you still drinking your drink every day? Like you can only send so many of those messages. So then there is professional care. So this is going to be like a training like this, Master Your Monday, Monday Night Meetup, book club, any podcasts that you are listening to, books that you're reading. This should definitely be something that you are working on every single day. I make sure that I set an alarm for 15 minutes every day and I read a book. I'm actually reading 2 books right now. I got sucked into this one book. So like you should be doing something. I know Crystal will like listen to a podcast while she's working out. I can't multitask like that, but like that's her jam. Anything that is going to help you develop yourself in your business. That should be, I think it was Helen McFadden said that you should be doing at least 20 minutes a day of professional development. Okay. Can you go to did you want to add anything? Because I'm just kind of trying to go through all.
I'm going to stop sharing really quick. Okay. Yes, that was fantastic. Thank you, Jamie. And yeah, we'll go to the next one here in just a second. So I was taking some notes while you were talking. I want to mention that we're showing you a couple of variations of winning day worksheets or income producing activity guidelines. Okay. Whatever you want to call them. All right. And here's the thing. If you follow one of the worksheets that is I'll call it a less activity worksheet. Okay. There's less that you're doing. You will have less conversations, less follow-ups, and it will lead to a slower process of you building a paycheck with Plexus. Okay. That is your choice. There's nothing wrong with it. But I have had conversations with a lot of you, the ones who are on here watching this, the ones who are watching the recording later, and all of you have stated you need the income. It would be quite helpful. We understand that. So the thing is, you do want to challenge yourself to start making time to follow through with one of the winning day worksheets. And especially if you need that income sooner, you want to be following one that has you in more conversations. Now, the one of them said conversations doesn't have to be Plexus, but I will challenge you to really zero in on Plexus conversations. Like, would you like Plexus? Essentially inviting them to Plexus in some way, shape, or form. Okay. The leading with the business conversations, we have verbiage for that. We also have verbiage for how to fall back on the products. So you are not stranded. You are not confused. We can help you with that. Okay.
One thing that I will say, if you're looking at these worksheets and you're like, how am I going to get this into my day? Please don't ever think that you need to complete an entire worksheet in one sitting, because I surely don't do that. I know Crystal does not do that. I know Melody is working in pockets of her day. It is totally fine. That is Basically, the point of this business is to work when you want, but getting the work done is the point. So like I kind of group my IPA and I do like certain things at certain times of day, because it just makes sense for me and my schedule. And you and your schedule are going to be different. You're going to try things out and you're going to be like, I actually don't like doing it this way. I'm going to do it this way. It takes some time to get used to. It's totally fine. But just making sure that you are doing the things. And I will say, there was a very long time where I was like, okay, my reach out goal is 20 reach outs a week. So that, you know, if I'm working 5 days a week, that means I need to do 4 reach outs a day. And then what would happen is I would slack on my reach outs, right? And then by the end of the week, I was like, oh, I have to get my reach outs done. Now we are doing them in kind of bulk on Monday, and that is so energetic for your business the rest of the week. So if you're in here, that means that you're going to be in our Monday message blast. Please take advantage of that because that is making a huge difference for all of us that are consistently doing that. With timing, Melody, can you show the blue?
Blue one? Yep.
Yeah. So she's going to pull this up. I want to tell you guys this worksheet. Oh, and the times are cut off on the side anyway, which is perfect because what I was going to say is do not stress about the times on the side. I do not pay attention to those at all, but I get these things done. Some of these things are going to take less time and some of them are going to take more. Some of them are going to take less time or more time on different days. It's really not a big deal. Please do not overthink like, oh, well, I have to do this task for 15 minutes. No, you don't. It's really all just like the same things, but in a checklist of, you know, expanding your network. So whenever I say expanding your network, I mean that you are finding new people to talk to all the time, from groups, from if you are like an online person like me, or if you are like a, you know, out of the house social person, maybe you connect with people like face to face in real life. I really don't, but I know a lot of you do. That's all expanding your network. Okay. Making a post, offering Plexus to people, follow up, using third-party validation. This is actually a really good one. That's like sharing other people's testimonies. So if you're not in a testimony group, make sure that you get in a testimony group. But it's also sharing other people's pictures. Guys, if someone has posted their before and afters, you typically don't have to ask them if you can share their before and afters. You can just screenshot it and be like, oh my God, look at my friend. She's doing amazing. This is what she said. That's it. Crystal is actually really good at like finding stories and sending them to people and being like, hey, I know you're going through this. My friend, and she'll find a story in like a testimony group, actually went through this same thing. I wanted to show you her story. She has signed up many people over the years from doing that. Third-party validation is very, very big with what we do. This says stay relevant in your social feed. I think this is one of the most important things you can do is staying on social media. Even if you are like, I don't make the best content, I don't have the best pictures, I don't have the best lighting, I don't always know what to say. Being consistent and having your face shown on social media consistently takes you from the, I'm just a girl who shows up every once in a blue moon to make a sale, to this is like really part of my lifestyle and this is a job that I do and I'm serious about this. And then duplication on the bottom says, hang on, I'm trying to zoom in on my phone. Inspire and help your people do what you're doing. So basically, you're learning this business. You help somebody get started with the products or for the business, but either way, they have to be on the products. And you're helping them learn this and share with others so that they can earn a paycheck. Melody, do you just want to go to the 5 posting styles and then I think that's good for our IPA. So This is the best cheat sheet ever. Make sure you get this saved. Okay. This is like when you're thinking to yourself, I don't know what to post. This is what you post. You can literally take, there's 5 different styles, and you can take one each day and just rotate through. So it's the best cheat sheet. You're making a personal post, just something that you are doing. Now, this is all for your wall I'm talking about, okay? Show your face. This is the next best thing to being in person with someone. You want people to get to know you, not just Plexus, okay? Your life and your hobby. This is how your network that you're trying to expand is going to connect with you. So there are certain things that people know about, like all of us that do this on a consistent basis. And it says there, like, do you garden, run, cook, farm? Like, I feel like everybody knows that I'm like the gluten-free girl. Like, I'll have random people that I don't even talk to be like, hey, can you send me some gluten-free recipes? And I'm like, where did you even come from? Okay. But it's just like I post about this all the time so people can connect with me. A question, or I'm sure you guys have seen an interactive post. Guys, if you don't have an idea for an interactive post, go on Pinterest and literally put like interactive post. So many ideas. Recommendation. So this is kind of the concept of like your favorite Starbucks order, your favorite restaurant, your me and Crystal like made the internet go crazy one time because we posted about these high-waisted leggings that we found at Walmart. You'd be surprised how many people were like commenting on this post. Anything that you can recommend so that when you're recommending that your friends get on Plexus, it's not weird. It's just something that I do. I use these things and I have these things. And then when I love something, I tell people about it because I want them to love it the same way I do. And then a Plexus post. So the only other thing that isn't in there is like, well, I guess because it's in with Plexus, it's like a business post. So I always do interact, inspire, value, Plexus, business. So I hope that makes sense. So I know that's a lot thrown at you guys, but before we wrap up, does anybody have any questions? Because I'd love to answer questions if you've got any. I know I talk fast, so.
I'll add one more thing. When it comes to your learning time, whatever that looks like for you, it's going to look different for every person. So when I started Plexus, I had a newborn and a 2.5-year-old. And as time went on, we added 2 more babies and different seasons. We've been through different seasons of life. I've worked my business through different seasons of life. I still have other seasons I've never been in, like the teen years and other years. Okay. So what I'm getting at is there's always ways to fit in personal, we call it personal development. Okay. So one thing I learned along the way, and I actually loved it because my brain started to work and think and think of ways to apply things, was as a busy mom to little children, I would listen to different ambassadors in the company when they would do trainings or, recordings like this. It would get passed along and I would pop it on the counter on my phone, and I would wash dishes, or I would be cooking food, or I'd be folding laundry. I learned a lot about the products folding lots of loads of laundry way back in the day because I would devour YouTube videos that Plexus ambassadors would do on ProBio 5 and Plexus Slim and all sorts of things. So I also learned about how to build the business. How do we rank up? All these different things, because I was devouring these YouTube videos put out by different successful people in the company. So I would listen to them while I was driving, or like I said, dishes, laundry, all that. And nowadays, what I do is I have a time in the morning that I've planned where I read a book. I read my Bible and then I read my book. I'm working through a couple different books. I also listen to something that is based around my mindset, or something in the entrepreneurial realm, on a podcast, or another YouTube video or whatever it is while I'm doing my makeup and my hair. Okay. So there's always ways to learn while you're multitasking. And honestly, when you're multitasking, your brain is going to pick up more of it because you're busy doing things in your home or, driving or whatever. So, I just wanted to share that. Make time to learn, and it doesn't have to consume your entire day. But when you make time for it, you're going to watch how your thought processes start to change. That, yes, I can do this. Yes, I can be stretched. I can be challenged. I can be successful. I want to do this. You will gain confidence as you learn and you start to apply those actions in your business activities. So,
Crystal also said diamond documentaries. If you guys are not familiar with diamond documentaries, they're so exciting and so inspiring. I know I've seen Ruthie's. Has Rachel had one? Because I have never seen
in hers.
Yes.
What?
So I'm gonna jump in, and I'm so sorry because diamond documentaries, like I said, are just like my thing. And what I love about diamond documentaries is that they're so quick. Like some of them are 3 minutes, and the longest one I've ever watched is like 7 minutes. So, and I find them, they're all in the Plexus Go app. So if you go to the Plexus Go app and you just type in diamond documentaries, literally every single one is there. And I'll just randomly click one. And I'm like, okay, whatever the universe needs me to hear today, that's the one I'm going to click on. And it's just nice because you start to see yourself in all these different people and realize that there's not like this magic thing that every diamond has. No, it's just they're all from different walks of life, different backgrounds, different families. And then you're like, wait, maybe I can do this too. So I love diamond documentaries. 10 out of 10 recommend. If you have 6 minutes in your day, listen to a diamond documentary.
I did not realize that they were all in the app, and now I'm seeing them and I'm like, oh, I want to watch so many of these. I've never seen Rachel's though. I've seen Ruthie's. So yeah, those are very quick, very inspiring because there are people who made it to the top and totally show you that you can do it too. So, any questions? Are we feeling good about our IPA? About our winning day? Are we super confused? I have no idea what's going on.
We will get those documents passed out. I know they've been passed out to different gals on our team, but we will get them all passed out and put in the coaching chat so that they're all in one location. And then you can print them off, or you can follow it and write in a notebook, next to that worksheet, whatever you choose to do for that day. So we'll have that for you. And then we can also show you in the Plexus Go app where to find the diamond documentaries, all things like that. So thank you so much for coming on tonight. Thank you to those of you who are taking the time to watch the recording. We appreciate you and we value your time, and we really want your success. We want you to know what it's like to have a paycheck coming in so that you can pay your bills easier, you can budget better, you can maybe put money into savings or save up for a family trip or something wonderful like that. We want you to know what that flexibility is like. So we're ending this tonight. Thank you so much for coming on, and have a wonderful evening.